to Keto Weekly Update with your host, Alicia from Keto Update.
Hey guys, welcome to episode 10. Week 9 is done of keto, and unfortunately I'm up another pound. But it's been stressful, just trying to figure out all my recipes down in my new bakery. Every oven is different, so when I do recipes and if something doesn't turn out in your oven, I always want to make sure people understand, like, it could always be different. Like, it can take different times. You know, it can cook hotter on one side. Like, the oven downstairs now cooks a lot hotter on the left side. So you definitely have to rotate things. And, I mean, sometimes they take longer in different ovens. It all depends. It's really hard. Every oven is different, for sure. So that's another reason why a lot of times you give, like, ranges of times, is because of that. And when I try to do recipes, I try to show you what it's supposed to look like. That way there's no guessing. And, like, yeah, sometimes the toothpick test will work, but other times it's just feeling and knowing what it's supposed to feel like when it's done. And that's, like, the best way to do it. So I've been a little bit stressed working in the bakery, trying to get things done. So I'm up another pound, but it's fine. I'm feeling good. I got energy. I am fasting until at least noon usually now, and the weight's going to come off eventually. It's just got to get into a routine and get summer going, and it'll be a lot easier. Sorry about how weird my hair looks. I've been trying to fade this color out doing vitamin C treatments on it, and I went to bed with my hair wet the one night because I have to do it twice, and it's by the time it's the end of the day and I gotta go to bed because Van is ready for bed at 9:30. So it's all crazy and lopsided and weird looking. I don't know, but we're gonna be bleaching and doing a new color soon on it this weekend, so looking forward to that. So next week you'll see me, I'll have new hair. I don't know if it'll be exactly what I wanted or not, but we'll find out. So this past weekend was Easter, and so I opted to make some keto stuff. I brought sausage, Polish sausage, because I like Polish sausage. I don't really like ham. So I brought that. I made cauliflower mac and cheese and carrot cupcakes. So the recipe for the carrot cupcakes is on this channel, but I actually did a new version using what I figured out for regular cupcakes now. So I'm going to be doing an updated video on my carrot cupcakes. This cauliflower mac, I made an 8x8 dish. I used one head of cauliflower, and it was gone, and not everybody even got to eat it. I think we had 10 people at the gathering, and not even everybody got to have some. And people that I didn't expect to eat it, ate it, and they didn't even know it was cauliflower. They're like, oh, this potato dish is really good. I'm like, what? You mean the cauliflower macaroni? He's like, cauliflower? I'm like, yeah, it's cauliflower mac and cheese. He's like, it's really good. So next time, I've been told I need to make a bigger batch. So I'm going to put a little kind of recipe down in the description box. I don't measure, and I'm really sorry for that. But it's pretty simple. Like, I don't know. For me, it is. And it's hard to, like, remember that not everybody, like, can just figure things out themselves, but I will try to be as detailed as possible in my recipe. But it was really good, and I put pork rinds, crushed pork rinds on the top as like the breadcrumb. It turned out really good. So, and like a couple people didn't even get to try it. I had to like save some for the other gluten-free person that was there, because I was like, oh, I made this gluten-free for you. So next time I'm making a bigger batch. If you saw my video last week, make sure you watch till the end of the video. I've been putting in little tidbits of Van, and now that it's harder to take a picture of him, and he's doing new things all the time, so I'm taking little video clips. So make sure you watch till the end of the video. I'll link up last week's video right here. He rolled over for the first time by himself, like no touching him or anything. It took forever for him to like just get his arm out, you know, but he's been trying to roll over for like the longest time, and we've been helping him. I was helping him with the first part, and then he did the last part by himself like a while ago, and then now he was doing the first part, and then we were helping with the second part, getting him over and getting his arm out. So he finally did it all on his own. So definitely watch till the end of my weekly updates if you want to see little tidbits of Van doing something funny or cute or whatnot. I'm going to try to put one in every week. I might just put photos in depending on what happens that week, obviously. But yeah, so don't not watch till the very end of my weekly updates. I had my second vendor show last weekend, and I did okay. It was the day before Easter. There was a lot of families that just looked like they were kind of in a rush to see the Easter Bunny and leave. There's big groups of people that weren't really interested in shopping. They were just there to do that one thing and leave. So I didn't make as much, but I had a couple orders, so I made more that week than the week before because I had people that ordered bulk from me, which is going to help me out a lot. And so I have nothing booked for the next 3 weekends. So I've just been in the bakery, like figuring things out and making big bulk stuff. I made all my ice creams. I just got to finish up 2 more batches tonight. I did my cannoli ice cream, which you should have already had a video for. If I'm able to, I'll link it up here. It's hard to think about, like, this is going to be seen way in the future after I've already edited my cannoli ice cream video, which was shot back last November. So you'll have that. Then vanilla bean ice cream, which I'm going to reshoot a new video for vanilla bean ice cream. It was my first ever video was vanilla ice cream. So I'm going to do a new one on that. We'll see if that comes before this or not. And then a couple chocolate ice creams, which you have a video. I'll link that up there. That is already on my channel. And then I had one more bulk order, which is why I did the ice cream, from my mother-in-law. She ordered a bunch of donuts and ice cream from me. So I'm working on that right now. I'm hoping to get some more bulk orders in the next 2 weeks while I don't have a vendor show. But I gotta do some advertising. And I've been waiting to get my bread figured out. And unfortunately, all the bad news is the egg whites matter. I was really hoping that wasn't going to be the case and it was something to do with the mixers or the just not whipping it long enough or whatnot. And unfortunately, the egg whites matter. So those big buckets of the Now brand, that I think it's because it has the BCAAs in there. I don't know what that is. But on the ingredient list, it just says egg white protein. But then I guess they add amino acids and stuff to it. I don't know. I don't know what it is in it, but I could have swore it worked before. So I don't know if it's just a bad batch I got, but I have 6 tubs of this. I spent over like $400 on all this egg white protein that now I'm not sure if I'm able to use it. I'm going to have to like test one bread loaf at a time out of each bucket and see if it works, because I finally got Rose Acres Farms egg white protein powder, and it's what I used last year at the bakery. I buy the big 50-pound tubs usually. I just bought a 10-pound for now just to test my theory as to if it's the egg whites that matter. And sure enough, I made a batch I made a 3 times batch in the medium mixer, and it whipped up like crazy. Like, it's supposed to be like super stiff, like shaving cream. Like, it's crazy how different it is. So the other one that I did use in testing was bulk supplements, so I know that one works also. So if you can't get the Rose Acres Farms, which I think the smallest they sell is a 10-pound for like $165, I think. So just know that you want only egg white protein in there. I also tried like Miss Judy's or something like that. It has sunflower lecithin in it. That didn't work at all to whip. I ended up throwing out that batch. So you just want pure egg white. I hope that helps some of you guys that are having problems with this egg white bread. But like I said in the last video, I am going to do a frequently asked questions on just specifically the egg white bread, because I have learned a lot and I'm going to compile it all into one video for you guys. But I finally figured it out, and I got 3 beautiful bread loaves out of my middle mixer. Now I did it 6 times in the big mixer that I showed you last week or the week before, and I didn't whip it enough, I don't think, because they weren't as full of pans. And you can literally tell. So now that I have like one that I know worked right and one that I know didn't whip as much, you can compare them, and one is a lot lighter than the other. Even though they're the same amount of ingredients and same amount of batter, one feels heavier than the other. So one is full of more air than the other one. It's just weird that you can even tell, like, it just feels more dense, like the one that wasn't whipped up enough. It's either it wasn't whipped up enough or it whipped too long with the heavy cream powder. That's why there's so many factors to this bread, and that's why it's so difficult for people to master. And I'm sorry, but it's not just you guys, it's me too. So you just got to keep experimenting with it. And like I said, I'll make a frequently asked questions video so that you guys can refer to it every time you have a problem with this egg white bread. So yeah, I'm very excited to finally get that done. And so now hopefully I'll have some bulk orders going with my bread and ice creams, because those were like my two biggest sellers at the bakery. And I know people have been waiting for my bread. And that's about it for this episode of Keto Weekly Update. Just kidding. I forgot I wanted to mention this. I pulled it out while I was downstairs in the bakery, and then I left it down there. Totally forgot, with all the craziness going on around our 1-year anniversary, I forgot to pull out our topper cake that I made. So I wanted to open it up and see what it looks like. Whoa, as I stab myself in the leg. I wrapped the bejesus out of it at Wonka. It's like wrapped all the way around. Seriously wrapped it so that I hopefully wouldn't get freezer burnt. I don't remember how I wrapped it now. It was an 8-inch cake box, so I cut it down so it would wrap around it real good. I folded it in on itself. Wrapped it with a lot of packing tape. There we go. Oh. Smells like freezer. I hope that I wrapped it enough that it won't taste like freezer. Wrapped it up. I'll link my wedding video here, and maybe a couple of my cake videos practicing and doing this. None of it worked out anyways. Oh, it's a little messed. Doesn't smell great. Let's cut into it. Normally, if I cared about this any, I would get a hot knife and water. It's supposed to be basically peanut butter and jelly, chocolate and vanilla cake. And it has ganache on the outside, which is falling off. See what it looks like. So, chocolate peanut butter, vanilla raspberry, peanut butter and jelly tier. Looks good. I doubt it tastes very good though. Just take a bite. Still a little frozen. The inside's good. Kitty wants some. You can't have any. Outside tastes a little bit like freezer. Not too bad. I think we'll be enjoying this. Back to the conclusion of this episode of Keto Weekly Update. And that's about it for this episode of Keto Weekly Update. Let me know how you guys are going. I'm just trucking along, you know. I feel a lot better. I haven't measured again. I should probably measure soon to see if I've lost any inches. I feel like I'm a little bit lighter, less bloated, you know, kind of thing. But I haven't measured since the last time, which was, I think it might have been 4 weeks ago now. So let me know in the comments below how you're doing. Thank you for subscribing and hitting the thumbs up button, hitting the bell icon so you get notified when I put up a new video. And as always, I'll be back with more keto videos. Bye guys.